Pins and Wins with your host.
I am Big Will, and at my side is Big John Stud, Johnny Quest.
Yes, welcome to Pins and Wins podcast. This is for your wrestling fanatics, sprinkled with a little bit of sports.
Just a pinch, just a dash.
Welcome to our inaugural episode 1 of many to come. We have our special guest here today.
Merse Money 716, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, G.
Welcome to the cast, man. Welcome to the cast. It's been a long time coming, Will.
Absolutely. We got Shaq needed his Kobe.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here. Black Mamba in the building, baby. You know what I'm saying? So
Along with the Big Diesel.
You already know. We got Cap on the boards.
What up?
So we wanted to welcome you all to episode 1 of Pins and Wins. And to get things going, we're going to have a little story time, all right? So I'm going to let you start it off, Will.
All right, so we just going to break down how we became wrestling fans, how long. And everybody asked me this question as to why I like wrestling and stuff like that. Well, so I'm in my late 40s. And however, I've been watching it since I was in the single digits.
Damn.
And I can answer my love of wrestling for 2 words.
Speak of the mic, Will.
Sorry,
You'll hear
my
the
bad.
difference. Nope, you good.
There you go.
Hulk Hogan. Just his theatrics. And I always tell everybody, I like watching people get beat up and know it's not real. Plain and simple.
Hold on, time out. So you said single digits.
Single digits.
I was single digits as well when I first started watching wrestling. Now, when you say single digits, how single are you? Like, how low? How if you had to give a guesstimate of the age you were?
Around I was 8.
Okay.
So I've been watching wrestling for March. I turned 48. So 40 plus years
All right.
of
Yeah.
watching wrestling right here. I've seen the golden era, the attitude era, whatever you want to call it, the current era.
Yeah.
Seen it all.
I think our timeline is pretty consistent
Yeah.
along that wave as well. You know what I'm saying? Because Hulk Hogan was my reason as well. Now, to add on to your story now, you said it was because you like seeing people get beat up at age 8, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
So now, you said because you know it wasn't real. Did you really?
When I was that age, at first I didn't, but then I had people tell me, "Oh, it's not real," and then I didn't care.
So at first you didn't know if like the wrestling was real, then you found out it was real.
It was like when you find out, or for hopefully no kids are
Yeah.
watching this, Santa Claus ain't real.
Yeah.
I always equate things to that, man.
So
I always
and,
thought wrestling was real when I was a kid.
That's a whole.
I mean, I know some people that are my age now that still think wrestling's real. Like, how do you put somebody through a table and it's not real?
Yeah.
It's because they know what they're doing.
Hold on.
But look-
Going through them tables, I know you're going to go there. Let me say this before you go to it. Going through them tables is real as hell. Go ahead,
So
Merce.
real. And I'm going to say, like, it wasn't as real as it is now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all the bumps and bruises they take now is way different than what they used to take back then.
That's
Back
why
then,
the
it
old
used to be
timers are
standard.
broken.
You know what I'm saying? Back then it was standard, but now you got the high flyers. You know what I'm saying? People taking dives right over ropes. You know what I'm saying? Thumbtacks. Mick Foley was a god over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hardcore legend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, bro, like, I'm just saying, you know, it's gotten realer. You know what I mean? And I think in the forefront of that was the, you know, Foleys and the Sabus, you know what I'm saying?
Sabu.
And, you know, Dusty Rhodes got his forehead cut up.
Cut
you
up.
know,
That's because they had to do the
RIP, legend.
they had to do the razor when they get hit in the head.
Right.
Make that
AKA
shit.
blading.
Right.
Yeah.
Man. But
When I used to see them bleed, well, they actually used to blur it out back in the day. When anybody bled, it was blurred out. I'm like,
Oh,
why?
dude, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. I forgot about
I mean,
that.
I remember watching, you remember Paul Bearer, right?
Yeah.
So,
Ooh,
so in his old days when he was in the companies before he joined WWE,
I didn't know him before then. I didn't know he was
his
another
name was Percy Pringle, which is his real name. No, correction. That was his wrestling name. His real name is William Moody. But that's how much I follow wrestling. I learned names and everything.
That's why you the
But
expert.
he got beaten up so bad, And when they brought him back in, covered in blood,
He wrestled?
No, he was a manager.
Oh, but he was getting his ass
Oh,
whooped as
yeah.
a minute. Oh, okay.
And it was like the bad guy beat the crap out of him just for the sake of, the reaction of the crowd.
Yeah.
They put an X on the screen because they couldn't show his blood. I'm like, the guy is like dripping in blood. What's that X gonna do?
What year around is this?
This was around when I first started watching wrestling.
Oh, so you was you was in touch with the underground wrestling, because all I remember was WWF.
Not really. I learned more of that early on. Of just wrestling was on TV, and like I saw the early shows where it was on Saturday mornings when they had the 3 matches. It was like
USA
boy.
I want to see more than 3 matches, but they would pick and choose who they would show and stuff. Yeah. The big timers were not on TV. Like Andre the Giant was never on TV.
Son, I remember that. That used to just cut me to the core. Like, why I gotta wait till Saturday night main event to see people get busy?
Yeah. Or the pay-per-views, which were every couple of months.
Yeah.
It's not like how there's one every month. You had WrestleMania, and then they made all the other big shows, and it's like they would draw a feud out over and over and over again until they had the big show.
I feel like wrestling revolutionized pay-per-view, bro.
Ooh, talk more.
Big heavy, you know what I'm saying? Because before wrestling was doing pay-per-view, what really was going pay-per-view crazy? Except for Tyson, you know what I'm saying?
Boxing events.
Boxing, and that was like you said, every few months.
That's real,
you know what I mean?
I didn't even think about that.
So then you get Vince coming through, you know what I'm saying, with the pay-per-view, they start making pay-per-view relevant, bro. You
That's
know
a whole thing.
big numbers. You know what I'm saying? They say WrestleMania is bigger than the Super Bowl.
But
it is.
Speaking of Vince, I know the elephant in the room about everything going on with him. Mm-hmm. For this first show, we're not going to go there.
I like it.
And the reason why is we love pro wrestling, not the outside drama of wrestling, because that is a black cloud over pro wrestling that doesn't need to be there. That man created my childhood, and so it's tough to see, so we're not going to cover it today.
I appreciate that. And I just want to continue on with our origin stories. Merse, when did you fall in love with professional wrestling, my brother?
Man, I ain't going to hold you. So, my cousin is Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, he's a big wrestling
fanatic.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he had the weight chest. The only reason why, I ain't hit him. Look, man, I was 5, bro. Jones still got all the wrestling.
Don't say it.
Action figures.
Don't say the rubber one. Don't say the rubber ones.
The rubber ones, bro.
I had them all except for 2.
Bro, when I tell you, bro.
Spoiled motherfucker.
I'll talk to him and see if I can bring him next time or something, bro. When I tell you, bro, big boxes, bro.
We got to bring those,
bro.
Son. We got to bring
the
those.
Rings, every ring, bro. Still got WWF on it, bro, in yellow. You feel me?
With crayon marker on.
I played the crap out of that ring so much that the sticker fell off. That's how much I beat the crap out of that, because I had them all. And the only 2 I didn't have Roddy Piper, because my mom, God rest her soul.
Got him with the kilt.
God rest her soul, because I'm part Scottish. Mm-hmm. She thought Roddy Piper wearing the kilt was making fun of Scottish people, so she's like, "You can't have that one."
I can see that's the 80s. I can dig it.
But you can't have Hogan without Piper.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't let me have George the Animal Steel because she didn't like his green tongue.
Frick.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. I'm glad you brought up the wrestlers, man, because I need to see them in person, because I'll never forget when I got my first Hogan toy from Newberry's.
It's crazy.
Word up, man. We was on our way to go to MacArthur's. You know what I'm saying? Walking back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? I used to be in the bar, chilling with my wrestlers and shit. Man, we stopped there. I seen that nigga in the front of the store in the window when they used to sell stuff in the window.
Yeah.
Yo, I lost it. I don't know how she bought that Hogan for me, son. Man, I held that dude so cherished and took him everywhere, man. I still remember something was like this.
I used to wear the Hulk Hogan wristband. Remember when he had the little wrestling video? Yeah. I had that. Yeah. I had the weights, but I wore the wristbands everywhere. I wore them to school.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, that was me.
Yeah. What you know about the big Hulk Hogan? with the shirt that came off.
Yeah.
I got that for
telling
Christmas in what? Third grade? Was it third grade? Son, Hulk Hogan was this big. Son, you could take the shirt off. I never ripped my shit because I like my toys pristine, like nigga, you know what I'm saying? But son was my big Hulk Hogan. I used to take that nigga everywhere. Man,
Bro,
I gotta ask you, how many times when you were a kid did you try to rip the shirt? Whatever shirt you were wearing.
I ain't tried to rip the shirt.
I couldn't because I wasn't strong enough because I was a little kid.
Same.
But I tried it. I would pre-cut the shirt. I'm like,
Oh, you mean just with? Oh,
With your
yeah,
own
I
joint.
tried it. Yeah, I tried it.
nah. Here's the kick though. To really make it work, you had to use like all the strength you had to stick your finger to make a hole in that motherfucker. Once you made the hole in the shirt, I'm Hogan, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you know what's crazy though? My favorite action figure of wrestlers was Shawn Michaels with the knee crack action. You know
Oh, you talking about when they went plastic?
when they went with the articulation.
Yeah, but he was still rubber too though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like
Oh, that's
he
a
had the
different
knee
one.
crack action with the
Knee crack,
you know
kung
what I'm
fu
talking
rubber
about.
grip.
He had the red heart pants. You know what I'm saying? With the red and white stripes on.
When he first became the Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my favorite joint. Super kick. He was lined up for the super kick. He was made for the super kick, bro.
So let me ask you, Merce. So what was it that made you fall in love with wrestling? I know you said Jonesy, you know what I'm saying, got you on it, but what was it that appealed to you that made you go, you know what? I ain't never leaving this.
I don't know, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just
Is it like a
fell in
drug?
love
Is
with
it like a
Yeah,
drug?
bro. Like it's not like it was just something to watch. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they going hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, is they really hitting? Like, you know what I'm saying? But you know, after I found out, like, oh, nah, it ain't super real. But I was still like, man, I don't care, bro. Like, you know what I mean, it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's for.
That's why
like,
they
it's
call it sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment, bro. Like,
I agree. I mean, to add on to your guys, I feel the same way. You know, I was, 6, I want to say? Because when wrestling first used to come on, you know what I'm saying, I used to get upset because my cartoons would go off. So I didn't immediately fall in love with wrestling until one day, I don't know what, I gave it a chance. I seen Hogan. I seen something I never seen before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was just hooked from there on out, you know what I mean?
I fell in love with the Undertaker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
remember when he
purple
first
glove
came.
taker, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I actually started with the
Survivor
Grey Gloves.
Series. Survivor
had the-
Series, when he first came out, Undertaker, right?
Yeah, bro. Like I fell in love with that, and you know what I'm saying. Razor Ramon, Heartbreak Kid for sure. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just Shawn Michaels in general, like all that, man. Like I loved all of it, bro. Like I mean, especially the ladder matches between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, bro.
WrestleMania 10.
Legendary, bro. Like
It was so real. Like, that's what made me fall in love with it. I didn't know it wasn't real. Like, I thought the beefs were real for the longest time. I thought the punches, all that shit was real to me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? Like they've like incorporated, I want to say like real life situations into the storyline. So
Evolution.
much.
It was the evolution.
You know what I'm saying? You know
Yeah.
who started that, bro? The Rock's mom, bro.
What do you mean?
All right, so The Rock's mom, actually, so The Rock's grandmother, you know what I'm saying, used to like run territories. You know this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she used to run territories when Vince was just coming up. You know what I'm saying? She used to run territories and all that. You know what I mean? And I think like Rock's dad, you know what I'm saying? Well, she has some legal trouble. So,
Rocky Johnson. Shout out to Rocky Johnson.
yeah,
Soul Man Rocky
the
Johnson.
Soul Man,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? So she had some whatever trouble, so she let Rock's mom take over for a little bit. Soul Man and Atlas was
Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas.
Yeah, they were tag team partners.
Yeah, facts. They had some drama, like, you know, like N-word, like Soul Man wasn't feeling like he get all the pins, you know what I'm saying, get the wins and all whatever.
They had like an inner.
Yeah, kind of a little something. And, you know, she brought that, you know, like, and kind of made it like a story. You know what I'm
she
saying?
used that?
And, yeah, she used it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, you know, she started that. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
and
dope.
then after that, it came like a thing. Like, it makes for better storytelling. Like,
So that's kind of like how with the Andre and Hogan, because that's the first story that I can remember where they were friends, and then Hogan was on Piper's Pit, and Andre was kind of jelly that Hogan was getting all that shine, and literally, I cried when Andre ripped Hogan's chain off.
Oh, I
Son,
still remember that to this day.
Son, he snatched Hogan's chain, son. I was at my grandma's house, bro. and there was a little blood, if you remember. It was a little blood on Son's neck. I was like, Hogan bleeding. Why you do that, Andre?
And I still remember when I was a kid, I would go to my aunt's house in Connecticut, and that's when I would see pay-per-views. So, like,
you lucky.
Oh, so like Survivor Series, you have no idea how much I used to bug the crap out of her. Of the moment I got there, Survivor Series, can I order it? Survivor Series, can I order it? Because her son liked wrestling, and so he had like the early on cable where he had access to all the pay-per-views, and he was the only one that liked it. So I'm like,
Lucky.
Survivor Series, you're gonna let me order it, right? Survivor Series, you're gonna let me order it, right?
And that was some guap back in them days, bro.
And so she would order it just to shut me up.
That's how they made.
If I had to sit in the living room while a pay-per-view was going on, mind you, I have ADHD. I have no problem saying that.
We all do to some degree.
You take a little kid with ADHD that loves professional wrestling, and there's a big show that he wants to watch, and you tell him, no, not a good combination.
Problems. There's gonna be some problems.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna know that. You
see, my pay-per-view exposure came from my when my dad got out of being locked up, and I used to go spend every weekend with him or every other weekend, and him and his wife would record the pay-per-views for me. So I would go there, son, and I would be in my world watching them joints on the beta. It was on the beta, some were on the beta tape, some was on the VCR. But yo, I worked that thing like a magician. Boy, I'd be down there all weekend watching wrestling. Pay-per-views that I couldn't watch. Son, it was everything. Other than that, my man Adam, rest in peace, man. He used to watch when he used to have the channels on the TVs where he's with the pay-per-view.
Oh, you mean when you had when you had to change the channel from the TV
with the physical turn?
Oh yeah,
that shit click.
Yeah, so you put it on the channel where the pay-per-view is, and then you used to move the dial behind the thing to make it show just a little bit. That's how we used to watch pay-per-views a little bit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That was the great times. You know what I mean? So let's segue into something else. So let me ask you, Will, your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Okay, so I had some time to think about this, and first, obviously, is The Undertaker.
Undertaker, number one.
Greatest character in the history of wrestling. Hands down, greatest character in the history of wrestling. Because think about it.
Might be right.
Name one person that would have a Western-style Undertaker as a character and have it work.
What do you mean Western style?
Back in the day, wrestling was all about gimmicks. You had a guy come out as a garbage man. And you create a gimmick of a guy that's supposed to be an Undertaker. Only Mark Calloway can make that work.
Did you hear the story about how he got it, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How Vince gave it to him?
Yeah. And he actually thought he was going to be the gobbledygooker at Survivor Series.
But he had that character in the tuck, though. He had that character in his pocket a while ago.
You just need the right guy.
Right guy.
And boy, did he get the right guy.
Yeah, he did it.
And without him, you don't get the greatest debut in the history of wrestling. Kane's debut.
You think
it's gotta be Kane. It's gotta.
You think Kane's debut is better than the Undertaker's debut?
Yes, because here's why.
I don't know about that one.
Because with the Undertaker, mystery opponent, and he just shows up.
Yes.
But I'm talking about from the moment he showed up and the impact, the look on the Undertaker's face, which is
I forgot.
Right there. The look on the Undertaker's face.
Yeah. Oh, he was shook looking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you knew what Kane was coming for, though, bro. Like you knew what Kane was coming. He was coming for pure destruction. It wasn't like when Undertaker first came. It was dope because he's something new. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not really knowing what you about to get.
True.
You knew like because at this time though, when like Kane was coming, they had a lead up to it. You know
and they made Undertaker human about, The fire that killed his parents, the whole 9 yards.
I forgot about
and
that.
And then
back
he shows
story.
up, and then he rips the door off the hinges, steps
And,
in, and then tombstone.
His match, bro. Kane's first match was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
bro. Like,
Yeah, he looked like Jason in real life.
you feel me? He came for nothing but ass whipping, bro. Like, you know what that was, bro. Like,
Word.
And so number 2
Yeah.
is the other guy that was in the match, that match right there, and that's Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Hands down, the greatest performer in the history of wrestling.
What do you mean performer? Because I disagree.
So the reason why I say that is because Shawn Michaels could high flying, he can technical wrestle, he can get you to love him and hate him on the microphone.
Time out. Let's go. Because we don't. Some people on cam may not know. What do you mean technical wrestling?
Where on the mat, wrestling, just having moves for moves.
Submissions and counters.
Arm drags, drop kicks,
Got
all
you.
of that.
So like a variety of. Okay.
yeah,
I
he
got
is
you.
the total package.
But his ability, especially before and after DX, for you to love him, and then at the drop of a hat, you can hate him for just whatever.
You know what's crazy? Like, Shawn Michaels, like, even though he's gone through his little changes and phases, he's remained the same person through the whole thing, bro. Like, he's really, like, he might, like, him changing, bro, is really only, like, him changing, like, how you feeling,
How
what
he
I'm saying,
feeling
at that
about-
point in time, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
DX, he's a rebel, you know what I'm saying? He's feeling like a rebel, you know what I'm saying? Before that, Heartbreak Kid, he fucking with the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I love rocker Shawn Michaels because I was a fan of Shawn Michaels when he actually, I seen the potential in him. I'm sure you did too when he was in the Rockers. I love the Rockers.
I like the Rockers.
And that's why Marty Jannetty's the other guy.
He's just what?
No, and what I mean by that is
in the
when they
group.
call the other guy is when a successful tag team breaks up.
Yeah.
You have the guy that makes it, and then you have the other guy.
Got you.
That's what Marty
like Dynamite
Jannetty
Kid, like Dynamite Kid was with Davey Boy Smith for the British Bulldog.
Pretty much.
Got you.
You
And
can't X-Pac, right?
Harlem Heat, Stevie Ray was the other guy.
British Bulldogs.
Because Booker
Stevie
T
Ray,
became the guy.
star. Yeah, I got you.
And as much as I hate to say this, and I had a conversation with the buddies of mine that I watched Royal Rumble with yesterday. The Usos, to me, greatest tag team of all time.
I think the Steiners will go.
And how right now, Jimmy Uso is the other guy.
Jimmy is the other guy.
Because
he is.
you can see Jey Uso being able to hold a singles title and be legit. Where
you're right.
they added Jimmy back to the bloodline because he couldn't do it by himself. And it's nothing against him. He's good on his own, but not by himself. And Jey Uso has shown he can do that.
What you think, Merce? What you got?
Which title do you think that Jay is gonna get? I've been thinking about this for a little.
He's
second
gonna
now.
break Gunther's streak.
Ooh, that's crazy.
It's one of two people. It's either gonna be Jay, especially since he said he wants to go for a singles title, or it's gonna be Sami Zayn.
Who's got the Intercontinental title right now?
Gunther. Remember,
I mean, okay, no, not the Intercontinental. U.S. Who's got the U.S.?
the U.S.
Logan
is
Paul.
Logan Paul.
You think KO's gonna take that?
No,
No.
I got it. I got a match for WrestleMania.
You said
for
KO,
that.
Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
I think he's going to at some point.
Their story is starting to get a little crazy.
If it happens, it's gonna be
Their story
after.
is starting to get a little crazy. So I can see that.
All right, hold on. Before we continue, I want to go to number 3 because I want us to all get through our top 5.
So number 3, I went back and forth on this. So it's now becoming our tribal chief, Roman
Tribal
Reigns.
Chief? Yeah, I like it.
I acknowledge my tribal chief. And it's just,
Acknowledge me.
I've been a fan of his since the Shield showed up.
Yeah.
And that's why it frustrates me about him is that everybody loved Roman Reigns when the Shield first showed up.
Facts.
And when they became faces, everybody, the spear, the Superman punch, everybody loved Roman Reigns. Management decides to back him, but unfortunately they gave him the John Cena treatment.
Yeah.
Everybody hated him for it. It makes no sense whatsoever.
You know what?
I don't know if he got the John
I
Cena
agree.
treatment,
I agree. Well, because when he was getting the push and all of that, he would go through his matches. If you remember, I joke with my wife about it. he was the master of getting his ass whooped all match long, and then he pull out that raggedy ass Superman punch that I'm not a fan of. That Superman punch is corny. He's way too big, way too powerful to have that Superman
And he does
punch.
it way too much.
Way too much.
I
But-
miss. And then I try again. I miss. I try again. I miss. I try
Come
again.
on, fam.
Bro.
You gotta switch it up.
Bro, that RKO been nullifying the hell out that Superman punch.
Hold
bro.
up. Let's not talk about my man. Hold up. Let's continue. Number
So
4.
number 4 is this man right here.
Who the hell is that?
That's Triple H.
Yes.
Triple H. And that's way before what he's doing to the wrestling business now.
Hold that up for the
Because
cam, so the cams can see it. Yeah.
right there, I collect Funkos. I'm a Funkaholic.
Yeah, man. This is where
As
he's
mu-
the reason where I got my Funkos from.
My
man.
wife hates it, but it's an addiction. I'm just saying.
Word up. So Triple H, number 4.
Because it's kind of the same thing what I said about Sean, about how you can love him and hate him, and it's just he didn't care. Look how many people he created. Evolution wouldn't have happened without him. DX, that came about because the two of them worked so well together.
Right.
And then he took over DX. How many people do you know could take over a successful faction
With a great leader in Shawn Michaels already.
and then that leader disappears and he takes it over and takes it to a whole nother level with the New Age Outlaws and X-Pac?
He was already number 2 anyway, though.
Yeah, he was. He was the, what is it called, the lieutenant?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the lieutenant of that.
But then he took control and took it,
To another.
the McMahon Helmsley regime. That's
Yeah.
You couldn't have that happen without Triple H.
I agree.
Because
I got
he
a
was
question for y'all. I'm not a wrestling expert. I can't even really consider myself a fan, even though I used to watch wrestling a lot. This is a serious question for some wrestling fans.
Okay.
Adult wrestling fans.
Word up.
What would you say to people that say, one, you take it too serious, or you're too grown to be watching wrestling? It's for kids.
Can I answer that?
Please
Can I answer
do.
that, please?
Fire away.
All right, I sat and pondered on this, asking myself, why am I still so in love with this? Now, wrestling evolved from basically seeing your live action figures on TV in a tournament gladiator type setting, right? Now, and that was in the 80s and such. Then it changed with the times where it brought more reality TV into effect. It's kind of like performance art. You know what I mean? Being able to look at it as a work of art as well as a soap opera / sports, because
I
you
call
have
it a
to.
male soap opera.
Yeah, it is that. But I mean, the way that the storylines continue, like I don't know if you ever seen soap operas at your babysitters or your grandmas or your aunts where you knew what was going on with characters that you ain't seen a soap opera in a couple years.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you get a chance to grow with these guys and these stories and the evolution and the new generations and things like that.
Doesn't seem like that happens often either, like with a sport, because wrestling is a sport. So it's like, it doesn't seem like you get to personally grow with the individual. I mean, not like you can't watch basketball, football. With these individuals, like you said, you started as a kid, and even if the actual person is different, you're still with that character. You know what I mean?
Because it's a morphing of it. And now the characters of yesteryear are having children, and you're seeing their offsprings. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things. It's like when you find out Santa's not real, but you still know that he come around. That's the difference between wrestling, finding out wrestling isn't real, meaning the beefs aren't real, but sometimes low-key those beefs be real. But you don't know, and that's
the
the
whole
part
Seth
of the...
and CM Punk thing.
Bro, but that's part of the show.
He's gonna take that. I'm not gonna go there right now.
but again, Cap, to answer your question, it's like an addiction.
Yeah.
You know, and if you open up your mind of imagination to it and then you enjoy the ride, it's like going to a movie.
Some people don't enjoy any fucking thing. So it's
there
like,
you go.
you know, I just ask that because I try to put myself in the mind of as many different perspectives as possible. So if somebody happens to come across the video on the internet and they're like, what the fuck are these grown men talking? Mind your fucking business. If you don't like it, then Go to the next channel.
Hey, you know what? I don't smoke cigarettes.
Right.
I don't like cigarettes, man.
Yeah.
But that if you do, that's what you do.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say, bro, wrestling was reality TV before reality TV.
Yeah, because reality TV ain't
Like,
reality.
I always
People
joke
watching.
around and say I've
what I'm saying?
enjoyed wrestling since wrestling wasn't cool, and now it's everywhere. Because, you know, when I was a kid, I couldn't tell everybody I liked wrestling
Really?
because I would get made fun of it for it because it's not real, it's not real.
Man, I'd be
How
ready
many-
to fight over that, bro. Back in the
So answer a question for me. Do you really think Vin Diesel is driving 100 miles an hour in a Supra? It's a movie.
it's a movie.
But you'll watch it.
It's theater.
No, you're going to watch all the fights. You're going to watch everything in an action movie, and you're not going to care that it's not real.
That's
And
what wrestling got though.
exactly, you have, you know, the emotion of all the storylines. You've got the action, because I can't do a backflip, and seeing somebody do a moonsault off a turnbuckle onto another human being and have it not kill that human being.
Right.
Bro, like,
It's just there's just a lot of things. Go ahead, man.
like tell me what sells on TV and I'll show you that wrestling got it all.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how much money does wrestling make? You think
Bro, they
It's
make
it's a billions of dollar
like
company.
so-
annually?
Yo,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
look,
yeah.
so WWE just signed another deal with Netflix. They about to go Netflix for what was it?
2000
$5 billion
No,
with
no,
a
no.
B.
2020.
10
billion.
It was 10 billion
No,
for
10.
5 years.
No, it's 10 years for $5 billion.
5 years for 10. Okay,
Oh,
I got
yeah.
it backwards.
So what is
With
the
a
deal?
B. So Monday Night Raw
Yeah.
is now going to be aired exclusively on Netflix starting in 2025.
January of 2025, where it's always been
That's a
on like
boss move.
Oh,
been
yeah.
on- it's been on cable television, so they're changing the dynamics and bringing it to streaming live.
So was that presented to Netflix, or did Netflix approach?
It was just one of those let's make magic.
Because
Let's make
whoever idea that was probably got a raise and a promotion like a motherfucker.
WWE is partnering with a lot of people right now.
See-
they partnered with AEW and UFC
So
recently.
no,
yeah,
no,
UFC.
TNA, because
Or is it
Endeavor.
AEW or TNA?
Nah,
No,
UFC,
because
UFC. They're already.
Well,
Because
he's
Tony
saying,
Khan
he's
is a
saying,
moron.
he's saying instead of AEW it's TNA, but I think he's right.
Yeah, because
okay.
they don't even get me started.
Nah,
on
but
my
they've
opinion on
already
TNA
connected with
on
UFC
AEW.
though. They're like,
Oh yeah,
one
they
and the
definitely.
same.
They locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I predict either just before the deal is over with Netflix or round about that time, we are going to get a full streaming service owned by TKO Holdings, which is the name of the combined company of UFC and WWE.
yeah, those are like the shareholders,
Yes.
right?
Because think about it. If you had a streaming platform that gave you everything from UFC, everything from WWE, and now that The Rock is involved, you get the UFL, the Spring Football League, all of the wrestling movies, anything associated with UFC television, and you can get the pay-per-views at a lower price, because I'm sorry, I've never seen a UFC pay-per-view because I'm not going to pay $60 every month to watch a fight that's going to take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's facts.
And that's why when they created the WWE Network, I had it from day one. Because you tell me for $10 a month, I could see whatever pay-per-view I want,
All
and
the
then go
old
back and see
shows.
old ones.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
All right, so boom. You never gave me number 5.
Randy Orton.
Ooh.
Because I mean
Viper.
that the RKO out of nowhere is truth.
You know where he got that out of nowhere stuff from, right? Bang! Diamond Dallas Page was the originator of pulling out that diamond cutter out of every which way before Randy
With
died.
all due respect to Diamond Dallas Page, yes, he created the diamond cutter.
Yeah.
But his diamond cutter ain't got nothing on the RKO.
Well,
But
that's because now, but
DDP
no.
diamond cutter though, like his diamond cutter, he had to lock you up first with it, right?
and then would
Did
just
he?
drop.
And then
where,
drop.
Where Randy Orton literally jumps in
Jumps
the
with you,
air
with
and
you.
is
He catch you from
Hor-
anywhere, bro. It's
horizontal.
Yeah.
and boom,
Yeah.
and can hit it. He
From
would
everywhere.
run. He would run up from you, boom, out of nowhere. You don't,
You're right.
and it's just, and heel Randy Orton when he's the Viper.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley.
Bro,
Just saying.
He used to hear them voices. He'd kick your ass in the forehead, boy.
All right. Let me give you mine. I'm gonna give you mine real quick. My top 5. Number 1, Sting.
Ooh.
Number one. I'm not even
showtime.
bro. I'm not even gonna go into my 2, 3, 4, 5 in detail, but I'm gonna go in detail with Sting.
I almost agree with that.
Son, Sting is the best pound for pound all around wrestler of all time. He has the dopest balance of ring work. He can high fly. He's got the body that is strong enough looking that you believe his power moves. He can do all the high cross body stuff back when the luchador size cruiserweights was doing them. Sting was doing them. You know, when nobody else was doing them. Sting got the 2 dope finishing moves. He got you with the Scorpion Deathlock submission at the end. He's got the fly-ass Stinger splash where he shows his hops. He used to jump from the middle of the ring, nigga, and splash you in the corner. And, yo, his swag was on 1,000, son.
Getting a little shorter lately.
Son, Sting's swag was 1,000, bro. Like, yo.
I can respect that.
And then the death drop was fire, son.
Oh, the death drop was crazy.
Stop playing, bro.
The death drop was crazy.
Tag team champs. He beat the GOAT, the previous GOAT, Ric Flair, to get his championship in 1990 at Clash of the Champions. Yo,
him and Rick.
Sting.
That's crazy.
Sting number 1. Number 2, I don't care. Sting number 1. Go, Merce.
I don't care. Oh, man. I don't know. Top 5, bro. Just off the head. Like, I put the top 4 really in there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No
like,
order. Just if you ain't got no order.
Stone Cold, Rock.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Triple H, Undertaker, and the 5th is crazy. Like, that's tough for me because I like a lot of people from WCW era, too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's my favorite.
Like DDP, Rey Mysterio, you know what I'm saying? He came over and made the jump real good. You know what? I probably put Rey Mysterio in there, bro.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. Sting, Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Steiners. Those are my top 5.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So do all 3 of you agree who the best wrestler of all times was?
No. Hell no.
You guys all got different opinions on that?
Yes, sir.
So who is the unfuckwittable wrestler of all times?
Of all time,
Unfuckwittable, like no. He going everywhere and whooping everybody ass.
Yeah.
I have to say,
Goldberg.
Okay.
I say
I can't
respectfully.
even believe you just said that because to
I
me,
was saying,
Goldberg is the most overrated wrestler in
Yeah, he
history.
is. But look, this is what I'm saying because they gave him the Goldberg treatment. That's the only thing you can call it, is the Goldberg treatment, bro. Like he didn't lose for like 50 something.
Why? You know why though?
Why?
You know why? The nigga was so imposing.
Yeah.
And he was the second one behind Undertaker to bring mixed martial arts strikes.
Yeah. Bro, he had
into
4
wrestling.
moves.
Yo, I say Undertaker. Undertaker, to answer your question, Cap. Undertaker is the most unfuckwittable force, I think.
I can go with that.
Crazy. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Undertaker, a slightly bigger nigga, he's quicker and agile. Little niggas, you getting deboed. You know what I'm saying? Niggas his size, you getting both.
Bro, I didn't like they gave that streak to Brock, bro. I didn't like that.
I didn't, but you know why? Like Goldberg, he's a Goldberg value version of that nigga. Like he had the look, the traps.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But Undertaker said, you know what I'm saying, he wanted Brock to take it, which is weird. I didn't get
Actually, if you watch the Broken Skull session between the Undertaker and Stone Cold, he actually said that he didn't think it should have been him. In actuality, it should have gone to somebody that needed to be the guy that broke the streak. And that's why he thought it should have been Roman Reigns.
Roman?
Oh, yeah. He said that himself because when Roman was ascending to the top guy, having that feather in his cap that he's the one that broke the streak would have just...
I could see that.
Would have just been to a whole nother level, and Brock Lesnar didn't need that.
Right.
You know?
Right. Especially because he was in and out. You about to get us to somebody who about to take the company up a notch. So yeah, it should have been Roman, but I also think it should have been Shawn, bro. It should have been Shawn back then. Like, bro, like him and Michaels had so much history, bro. It would have been good for Shawn to at least get that one little notch under his belt. You know what I'm saying? Like yes, finally got it dead ass.
You know
Like,
what?
you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what? This conversation, I'm definitely going to go back into my archives on Peacock and watch some of the stuff that I missed. Because all the stuff y'all talking about with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and that whole DX wave, I was completely on the WCW end where I was just enamored with all of that. Oh, like I wasn't even messing with WWF at the time. I got to go back and catch up and see what's up with that. But now, what was last night?
Man.
Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble. Ding, ding. Royal Rumble. So, Cap, you got the footage of some of the Royal Rumble that we can show the viewers real quick?
See what we got.
Roll the beautiful beat foot.
If you accidentally catch a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, or really catch somebody with a stiff one,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, they're like, all right, bet, you got a receipt coming. You know what I'm saying? That receipt is basically saying, like, I'm going to fuck you up.
I'm going to get you.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of stories of that.
A lot of stories.
Especially the biggest one between Ron Simmons and Ahmed Johnson.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Tried to help him. He tried to help Ahmed and couldn't do it.
You know who was at the Royal Rumble? The first person I seen that was there? Boom, 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 boom. Griselda was in the building.
Hey, yo, he's at everything, bro.
West
Side. Yeah,
West Side
yeah.
Guns at
Yeah,
everything,
he was sitting
bro.
in the front, right in the front, bro. I was like, look at West Side.
Him and Smoke Dizzers, bro. Him and Smoke,
man.
they be on it, bro.
Yeah, that wrestling, man. So
Who are these people who are these pictures that I'm sitting here looking at this girl? She look kind of brolic.
Oh, yeah,
You
put
want
her
me
up.
to wait to
put
pull
her
up?
up, put her up, put her up.
I didn't even look at
is
it.
it
I
who
just
I
see her
think it
sitting
is?
on the
Son.
Is it Jay?
Nah,
Jay
yo.
was on
Well, that's Bailey. She
Bailey.
won the Women's Royal Rumble, which was muchly deserved because she's done pretty much everything. She's been women's champion, tag champion.
What's her name?
Bailey.
Yeah, she came in as like a sweet, innocent, you know what I'm saying, slimmer girl, and she got her weight
I
up.
say she had a little
Yes.
thing back
So,
there.
Oh, yeah,
yes, she did.
carrying.
She packing the junk.
Yeah,
Yo, bro.
I'm gonna Google her later.
Son, I'm
You
glad
will
you
not
said
be
that.
disappointed.
Hold up. Well, I'm kind of disappointed. She started baggying up her little pants because her
man.
pants used to be snug.
Yeah.
However, when she's
whack.
not wrestling and she's wearing her gear,
Come on, fam.
What she
the,
look
le-
like?
the leather pants.
Son, they be wilding now. They know what time it is, bro.
Oh,
Wrestling.
if my wife is listening to this, I love you. Hey, please forgive me.
Yo, listen, it is what it is, man.
You know I don't like
said.
sitting on the couch.
Nah, I only point that out because back in the day, in the 90s and what have you, they were all stick figures with inflatables on their chest. Like,
Pretty much.
and they really wasn't nice like that. I didn't want to see that.
That's why they were the bathroom break.
I don't want to see the girls with the veins in their arms and it's like skinny.
Like China.
No, China she had muscle.
She was too brolic for me.
She was
bro.
too brolic, but
brolic.
I mean, I'm talking more like Sable. Sable was just
Sable was crazy.
she was just skinny with fake joints and no thigh, no ass, no nothing. Now they letting them eat. You know what I'm saying?
They letting them eat.
They letting them eat, and they be squatting and deadlifting.
And they actually teach them how to wrestle.
Facts.
So it's not like I said, the bathroom break where this match is, just makes no sense. You're watching, two people you don't care to watch, and now it's legit.
Bro,
Nah,
you know what's
them girls
crazy?
get busy. Them girls get busy.
There's a lot of like Olympic wrestlers like getting into the game of pro wrestling right now, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's not many wrestlers you see right now without wrestling background.
Who set it off? You think Kurt Angle?
I think so. You know what I'm saying?
can
I'm
agree with
sure
that.
there was other collegiate wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
That's-
But
yeah.
Kurt,
He was number
he was the one who popped. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
think he popped. He went commercial. Like his story was hyped up. You know
And
what I'm saying?
he picked it up
Bro,
well.
my freaking neck, man.
Yo, so look, let me ask y'all. So from the Royal Rumble last night, who was what are some things that like kind of surprised you? Like not necessarily like the arrivals of certain people, but like whose performance made you go, ooh.
So for that one, obviously with the women's, you have to go with Jade Cargill because she came in and lifted Nia Jax up like she was nothing.
Yeah, Nia Jax is like the female version of, I don't want to say Andre the Giant because Andre the Giant was just like big and didn't have moves. Like who would you compare Nia Jax to of a male version to give some context to?
No version.
Oh,
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry. Yep, like a Mark Henry.
I could see that.
Yeah.
She could still move, but I mean, she's a brick house.
Yeah. That was she came in and picked her ass up.
She's
though.
one of the few female wrestlers that, as weird as this sounds, it used to bug me because when female wrestlers would come to the ring, they would say where they're from and their name. Nia Jax is the only female wrestler they ever mentioned her weight. I can never understand
did?
that. Oh, yeah.
Word, I didn't know that.
And I can never understand that because
That's
I
whack.
mean, you understand that she's a big girl, but you
yo,
don't
she
gotta
thick.
give her weight.
But she definitely lost some weight and came back.
Yo, I was
And
telling my wife, son, I was like, yo, I don't care how big she is, son, she feminine. She's still feminine.
Yeah,
like,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Like, she
facts.
beautiful. You know what I'm saying? She be on her feminine shit, but she be whooping ass, though.
And once again, she's a part of that bloodline.
She's
bro.
part of the bloodline, like you seen, Cat, with the two brothers. They all related to
They
The Rock.
all related, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
How much do they get paid? How much do wrestlers get paid? Because
A lot.
is it right to say that somebody can focus on being a wrestler like people would focus on being a professional football player or basketball player and
Not to
succeed?
that degree.
Not to that degree.
Not to
Because
that
they're
degree.
365 days out the year.
Wrestlers are?
Yeah.
And I would say from my
year-round.
understanding of their bread tiers, like they can have like from what I heard, 200,000 a year to all the way up. Like the highest paid, like the stars are getting like 1 to 5 million max. Like they're not getting paid like basketball players or football players, but it's what they love to do.
Pretty much. And that's why the mega superstars, like the John Cenas and
They get like 2, 3,
you know, that's
4.
why they make their returns because they get paid that big check.
Yeah.
This is why everybody be going into Hollywood, bro. That's for real, because they do such a good job acting. You know what I'm saying, and like doing a job on that level day in and day out. Because like I said, it's 365 days a year. You know what I'm saying. So even though you might not see it all the time on TV, there's still shows they doing
House
Tuesday,
shows
Wednesday.
where they perform like at the center across the street and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
The arenas and shit like that.
Yo, you know who I was impressed by? Who I left leaving like, yo, he that nigga on the low. Braun Breaker.
Oh,
Son.
okay. He has surpassed Roman as the best spear in wrestling.
Hell
right now.
yeah.
He
explosive.
breaks people in half. They said during the show he hit the ropes at 23 miles an hour.
Bro.
I can't even. I gotta get in my car to go 23 miles an hour, and let alone run 23 miles an hour.
Bro, Braun Breaker showed out. He said, get me around your best, and I'm going to show you what I'm about. Son, he went in there and wrecked havoc. And you know whose son that is, right? That's Rick Steiner, the dog-faced gremlin son. He's a Steiner, nigga.
That's why his music is
looks like a
Scott
Steiner.
Steiner.
He wears the Steiner gear.
His
he
music
wrestles
is
like
Scott
the
Steiner,
Steiners.
but he's got it all.
He's a Steiner through and through, bro. So Braun Breaker is the one who left me super impressed with his dominance, bro.
And you know another reason why I give him props? I found this out yesterday. Because unfortunately, we're going to not get into detail, but the dark cloud of the Vince, of the fact that Brock Lesnar is included in that. Brock Lesnar was supposed to be number 20. And so because Brock Lesnar was not number 20, they were going to have him be 20. The Omos, the 7-foot giant, because they had a match at last year's WrestleMania. They were supposed to have a face-off, and then Braun was supposed to be number 22 instead of Pat McAfee.
Yeah, that was
But
funny.
because of the whole thing with Brock, they couldn't have him be there, so he took Brock's place and eliminated everybody that originally Brock Lesnar was supposed to eliminate. So he's going to get that. We need somebody to fill Brock's shoes, and he can do it.
And because of the Brock Lesnar situation being tied up with the Vince McMahon fiasco, do you think they're going to take Brock out of the wrestling game that's coming out, WWE 2K24?
Wait, so how is he tied into it?
Because his name was mentioned in the reports of the trafficking allegations and such.
Like he was with Vince, right?
And the girl involved.
He received her as compensation.
Yeah.
he received her from Vince as compensation. Yeah, you heard that right.
What was that?
Yeah, allegedly.
Oh,
So-
is that what you said? You're
that's-
gonna leave that
yeah.
alone for now?
We'll give a brief
Yeah.
synopsis.
'Cause I don't know.
We won't give our opinions on
he's
it,
made disabled.
but a brief synopsis is Vince McMahon is being charged by a former employee of sex trafficking. Of basically, he would hand her off to all of his friends as an incentive, and then he paid her off. She's part of the $14 million that he spent to keep all his affairs hush hush.
Shit.
But she got
And
receipts.
so, as part of Brock Lesnar coming back to the WWE, he basically gave her to Brock Lesnar.
Like, yo.
why, when he's married disabled, is beyond me.
like,
But
yo, here's $1 million, and I'm gonna throw in my girl. Yo, she's the one.
Damn.
And he's like, all right, bet. So they took him off of the wrestling last night, pay-per-view Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar, who's a superstar in his own right and a
Damn,
legend.
there's smoke everywhere in every industry now, huh?
pretty much.
Yes,
That's
son.
crazy.
And I could see it happening because, and then they could always re-add him if his name is cleared, because they always add the DC packs or whatever they call it.
Yeah, DLCs.
And add him later on. But you can't have him anywhere near the WWE, UFC with his ties to both until his name is cleared.
I'm eager to see that because I'm big on the video games. You know what I'm saying? I play that joint every day.
I still got to
Every
get my
day.
controllers
You
right.
better get that shit right, boy, because you know what I'm saying? All right, so before we close out, you know what I mean? What do we got going on right now? The NFC, AFC championship games going on. So we're gonna segue from the wrestling and we're gonna get into the NFL.
A little sprinkle.
You know, just this is your little sprinkle, you know what I'm saying? Wrestling with a sprinkle of sport. This is our sports segment. You know what I mean? So who we got? Right now we got playing, I want to say, Baltimore and Kansas City playing
That is
right now.
correct.
Started at 3 o'clock.
That is correct.
So who is your prediction for today's game, for that game? Or
Honestly, even though everybody says with all the speculation about the logo and everything and that Baltimore's going to win, I think Kansas City's taking it because of one main reason. I hate to say it, but the NFL wants Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
That's the wrestling part of it. That's the wrestling part of sports now.
Man.
Because that's the part that bugs me. Travis Kelce is a Hall of Famer before he ever got with her. But you see her everywhere now for no reason. Isaiah Pacheco scored a touchdown last week. And what did they do? Show Taylor's reaction. Not Travis Kelce scoring a touchdown. A completely different player, and they show Taylor Swift's reaction.
And it's a running joke that everybody is aware of, you know what I'm saying, with the Taylor Swift dynamic and making him move on to the next round. I personally think Lamar Jackson going to find a way to make it to push his team through, bro. I think he knows what he's up against. He's up against the machine, which is Kansas City. We want them to be the golden ticket, you know what I mean? Like you said, the Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying, he reminds me of the of the group of the real motherfuckers that's like, yo, you know what we against.
Plus, if
That's
you're
a fact.
going with
That's a
the
fact.
NFL's rigged, how nice would it be? Harbaugh won the national championship in the NCAA, and then his brother wins the Super Bowl, and then next year, both of them are in the NFL again.
Storylines,
But
man.
look though, so his brother just got the Chargers job. You know what I'm saying? So he's
Jim Harbaugh.
That's gonna be crazy. But as far as like the championship and all that, bro,
Yeah, who you got?
I'm taking the Ravens, bro. Not only just because I want Lamar to actually like show and prove, because everybody was talking crazy like
He's due.
he's
due
holding
for a
out.
ring. He due for a ring, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact. He's holding out. You know what I'm saying? He's stupid for holding out for the money. Whatever. He only did whatever. He got paid the money, and now he came out and showed you why. Hey, this is why I told him to give me this bag.
Whole
you know what I'm
facts.
saying?
Lamar
So,
should
like-
start playing in black Air Force Ones.
He should.
He got that type of game,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a fact.
He got black Air Force
That's a
One
fact.
energy when he be playing,
That's
bro.
a fact. And plus, I just want to see the Chiefs lose, bro. They beat my niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Big Bills shit, man. Big Bills. Big Buffalo Bills shit going on, man. But, we...
Who you got for the Niners joint, Merce? Who you got? Niners and who they playing?
Lions.
The Lions. Who you got for that game? I got Niners. That's an easy. I think the Niners win. That's an easy one.
So logically speaking, You know what I'm saying? It's the Niners. Like, come on, it's stacked, bro. Like,
Right.
but heartful thinking, I want to see Detroit get something, bro. You know what I'm saying? They ain't had nothing since Barry Sanders. You know
And
what
they
I'm
ain't had
saying?
shit then.
They ain't had nothing then. You know what I'm saying?
Even
But
though,
like,
as a Bears fan, it hurts me to say, yes, I agree with you. I would love to see the Lions make the Super Bowl.
bro, Detroit, they coach, bro. Their coach is effective, bro. You know what I mean? Infectious. You know what I'm saying? He make you want to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He make you want to go get it,
He was on the
bro.
Hard
Like,
Knocks. On the Hard
you know what
Knocks,
I'm
he was
saying?
talking that. Yeah, he be talking that
he
shit.
be talking that shit, bro. You know
But
what
I
I'm
am a
saying?
big George Kittle fan, so if he makes, I mean, he was at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
But if you see, one of the reasons why I think Detroit could actually do it is because this is probably the first time in quite a while that both rosters mimic each other. Because you've got the decent quarterback, you've got the running game of Christian McCaffrey, but on the Detroit side, you've got David Montgomery and
Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
And then you've got the tight ends, Kittle, Sam Laporta, and then you've got the wide receivers.
Amon St. Brown and
Debo.
Debo.
And Jamison Williams.
Jamison Williams and Debo and Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah. So the key factor is going to be the defense because Detroit's secondary is kind of weak.
Yes, it is.
Except for the Branch, who's probably going to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year, even though, as a Chicago fan, I'm a little bitter that my Tyreek Stevenson didn't get at least a finalist when his stats were crazy. But it all depends on their secondary because their front could rush Brock Purdy and get him shook. And same with San Francisco. But Jared Goff has got the experience of he's played in this level. He's been in the Super Bowl, so he knows how to react. And Dan Campbell's got more balls than Kyle Shanahan.
I was about to say, bro, who you taking, Purdy or Goff? I'm taking Goff.
So I want to see Detroit make
Purdy.
it.
Yeah.
I think I'm not like a fan, but there's something special about that kid, bro.
It
There's
is.
something special about that kid. And
It
he got
is.
weapons, and he got
got
an
crazy
offense
weapons.
that is modern and innovative.
That's a fact. But
you know what I'm
I
saying?
just want to see him under pressure. Because
Yeah,
If they stop,
because the lights is on. You feel me? The lights is on.
We're gonna find out. This game right here,
Yeah.
we're gonna find out if they beat them and he has a very good game. It don't got to be a 300-yard, 3-touchdown game. I'm talking no picks, maybe 1 to 2 touchdown ratio, and he throw over 250 and they get the dub.
Yeah.
I think the key is Christian
So
McCaffrey
you know what's crazy?
because they shut him down. San Francisco folds.
I don't know how you gonna shut
Because
that
they
boy
got,
down.
nah,
That
'cause
boy
they got too
different.
many weapons, bro. Because
If they bang him up because he
you-
got hurt last week and was not 100%, but they didn't need him to be because they still had the receivers. But you shut him down,
if you load the box though, bro, like that's just gonna make you susceptible to anything up the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the Niners, like he said, the Niners got too many
They
weapons.
got weapons,
bro.
too many.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a good one, man. So we're gonna get ready to conclude this groundbreaking inaugural show of Pins and Wins.
Pins and
sir.
wins.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
just what I said about how, this past Friday would have been my mom's 71st birthday. And this moment right here would have been such a proud moment for her. And she loved, am I allowed to say Cherry Pepsi?
Yeah, you say whatever you want on this.
I don't know how it works.
We
I
run
don't
the
know.
world.
So,
Everyone in the
and
world.
so in honor of my mom, AKA Nana Day, this is for her.
I know her.
Rest in
Dedicated
peace.
to her. Dedicated to her.
She enjoyed my wrestling so much that when she passed in 2017, my son, who's adopted my love of wrestling, shout out to Little Will if he's watching.
Yeah.
She was buried with a Big Show action figure because
deep.
the Big Show was her favorite.
Damn, that just
She
gave me chills, bro.
Loved the Big Show.
That gave me
so
chills.
my son asked, "Can I put an action figure on her casket?" I said, "Absolutely." And so, deep in the dirt, there's my mom's casket, and then there's a Big Show action figure.
She's here though. She's gonna be here. She's always here with you.
You about to give me chills.
Deep.